My name is Jolly, and we've got a Photoshop tutorial for you today on how to make these bars here on the side, hazard reflected sort of style. So open up Photoshop, we're going to go new, and we're going to call this hazard border, and we're just going to put 500 pixels by 500 pixels just to keep it simple. Okay, so I'm just going to give a gradient on the background. You don't have to do this, it's just if you want to. There we go. And we're going to open up Google now. Okay, so let's Google hazard texture and go on images. And we're going to copy this image, looks quite good. Bit of a brushed battered metal sort of style. I'm going to press Ctrl V to paste it. There we go, and it's quite large, so Ctrl T, hold Shift and drag it. And that size is about right. So we're going to zoom back in. And we're going to just press enter. And what we want to do is get this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So we have a new layer here with another copy of this photo, but it looks a bit weird. As you can tell, sort of in the middle, it looks a bit odd. So if you overlap it slightly like I've done here, and what we're going to do, Ctrl T, flip it over, put it back over, so it looks a bit more blended in. What we're going to do, we're going to get rubber, put the size down, put the hardness to 0, the opacity to around 30, and we're going to just put a few brush strokes on the top layer, and that seems to work. So what we're going to do, press Control and select both the layers, right click, merge, so it becomes one image. Okay, so as you can see, I've got these border markers like rulers on the side, so if you press Control I, you can get these up. And now we'll just put some around the sides. So if you put it along with one of the numbers, it's easier to keep track of what size it's at. So just follow as I'm going here, and just a couple more. Let's select these excess parts and we'll just delete them. There we go. So now we're going to grab the pen tool, have these same boxes selected as I've got here. At any stage you need to pause it and copy my settings, and just do so. Okay, now we're going to click on the bottom corner, click about halfway and drag it along to the right to give it a curve. Then we're going to click up and across, back down to the start. We're going to right click and make selection. Have these same settings here, click OK, and we'll delete that part. So now we're going to take these guidelines out. My video capture just stopped, so we're going to go through these settings. It's only changed slightly, so here we go. If you can see, I've added a few different things. This is like the final sort of product. So what you want to do, double click on the little photo, blend in options, and copy these same settings as I've got here. So if any time you need to pause, just pause it, copy the settings. So there's a few different things just to give it added effect. You don't have to do exactly as I'm doing here. So right now there is a little shine. I've just deselected the layer and selected it to show you what it's like. Get the pen tool. We're going to make that curve again. Then we're going to go around the outside like quite precisely to make a selection sort of thing. We go around it carefully, make sure we don't mess it up. There we go. Then make a new layer, right click, fill, colour, turn the colour to white, press OK. We're going to get that layer, turn the opacity down to around 35 or 20, whatever you want. Then go to paths, delete path, and that's pretty much done. We've got one extra thing we can add. So we're going to make a new layer, drag one of these down, we'll get the pen tool, and we're just going to make a line. We're going to get the brush tool, put the hardness up to full and the opacity up to full, and put the size to 2 pixels. So now we get the pen tool, we put stroke path, simulate pressure, and we're going to drag this along a bit, make it longer. The polygonal lasso, make a selection, and we're going to cut that just to make it a bit precise, just to give it a sharp edge. Do that on both sides. And we're going to put the brush size up, the opacity down, and the hardness to nothing. Put the opacity to around 30, and we're just going to put a few dots on it to give it a light effect. No, we take that back. Right. So that looks okay. We'll just put another one in there. There we go. That's pretty much it. Control T, drag it down. That's done. So if you want to see any more videos like this, any more tutorials, anything like that, if this has helped you at all, then subscribe please. And if you want to put a comment with any suggestions for future videos, then do so.